Good morning, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. Actually, I think it's into the afternoon now. Good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. Wanted to discuss a little bit about UBI, Universal Basic Income. Yesterday, I had done a video talking about UBI, and the comments section really started filling up with a lot of intelligent comments for arguing for UBI. And I thought, it would be a good idea to do another UBI video and see if we can't carry that discussion on a little bit further. Now, UBI, this is the idea that everybody in the country, regardless of your age or wealth, will receive a set amount of money every month that you can spend however you want. And I'm just going to assume, like, say, a $1,200 check, because that's what the last stimulus check was. So let's just say $1,200. So you think about, like, what can $1,200 a month do for you, and what will the average person do with this $1,200 a month, and how will it benefit them? And the arguments for UBI are just awesome. I mean, I love the idea of helping people out. And UBI would certainly do that. You think about, like, if you're in a job that sucks, like you hate your job, having $1,200 a month coming in would give you the ability to transfer out of a bad job into maybe one that doesn't pay as much but you enjoy more. Gives you that ability to pursue better happiness with your career. Maybe even like your job and you just don't get paid enough. Like you're just shy of getting paid enough. Having $1,200 a month can say, hey man, great, I love my job, I love being here, I can totally afford everything because I have this basic income to help supplement some of my income. Great argument for it. Another argument, if you're in a bad relationship, you're stuck in a relationship, you have no idea on how you can get out of this thing because you don't have any money, having $1,200 a month can really be beneficial to somebody who's wanting to, like, get away from the relationship that they're in so they can move on with their life. Not having money can keep people stuck in a bad relationship. So that's another great argument for UBI. I love the idea that automation, like this is the one that really seems to be the big one. Like, what are we going to do when automation takes all the jobs away and nobody is going to have any jobs? There's going to be no more employment out there because robots are doing everything. Okay. I think about that for a second. And I have to go back, and I think it was Peter Schiff who I heard this from, but you have to think about, like, the switchboard operators from back in the day. There was warehouses full of women sitting in front of a big giant board that had a whole bunch of holes in it, and they would pull wires out of one hole and stick it into another. That was their whole job for 8 hours a day. Pulling out, sticking it in. And in the late 70s, they said, we figured out a way to do this automatically. We don't need switchboard operators anymore. We don't need women pulling wires out of one hole and sticking it into another. And some of the arguments out there were like, what are all these women going to do? They're going to be unemployed. We're going to have all these unemployed women all over the place because the switchboard operators are going automatic, are going to be automated. That was in the late 70s, early 80s that happened. Think about what happened with women in their careers since then. How many career female politicians, doctors, lawyers, all came from that era? See, their intelligence, there was talents being wasted inside those switchboard rooms. And when they automated those and they told those women, sorry, but you're unemployed now, get out there, go pursue happiness, go, test your skills, go take your talents, go do something with your life. And they did. That's exactly what happened. So you give them the opportunity to, or actually you force them into it. Like, if you had the opportunity to not do it, then you won't. You have a job. Now you're just stuck here pulling wires and stick them into another hole. But all of a sudden, that's taken away from you and you have nothing, and you're forced to go out there into the world and start using your talents for good, to start pursuing the happiness and, building up your life. Guess what? It works. But if you were to tell all those women, it was just like, hey, we're going to take your job away from you and you need some income, so we're just going to give you some money to make up for the fact that we just took your job away. How many women would have actually pursued becoming doctors, lawyers, and politicians? See what I'm getting at? Universal basic income is going to be sold to the people as a beneficial to the individual. The true nature of it is to cause money velocity. In the end, it's going to be devastating to the people because pretty soon they won't go and try and pursue their talents. They won't be forced to try and use their skills. The arguments won't come to whether or not you should have UBI. It'll be how much UBI should you get. And if you misbehave, you might lose your UBI. See, anytime that the government says, hey, I want to provide you with this because it's your right, it's not right. That's a privilege. Rights can never come from the government, ever. Rights are something that protect you from the government. There's a huge difference in that. So you have to remember that when this UBI kicks in, because I feel that a lot of people are going to behave like I did when I was at my worst. They're going to drink or get high or blow it or do something that is not responsible with that UBI. And the people who are responsible are going to find themselves farther and farther separated from the poor. I feel that it'll actually cause the divide to grow. They don't know they're going to be on YouTube. So those are my arguments for UBI, or against UBI, in both sides of it. But ultimately, that argument is all for naught because truly it's about money velocity and getting money velocity rolling. That's really what it's all about. All right, uneducated economist, you guys let me know.